What's going on, my crew? This is Jay. Welcome to yet another episode of Jay's Adventures. And I found it, guys. I found the area I was looking for. This got deleted also. Interestingly enough, the terrain generated newly. I think what happened is that all of the terrain generated new somehow. And it's kind of weird. I'm wondering if it all got corrupted in the Nether somehow, and it just regenerated everything again, but either way, look at this sheer cliff. Holy cow. We're here, and I wanted to get started today right off the bat, and get ourselves acquainted with the land, and find ourselves a good spot where we can build a nice, pristine new base. Now, I haven't been exploring this entire area yet fully through, so that's what we're going to do today, is kind of explore, find a good spot, and go ahead and let ourselves go crazy. I will warn you guys, as you guys can see already, we're generating new terrain because this is a snapshot. Unfortunately, it could be a little slower than usual, so I want to I forget what the word is, but anyways, just warning you guys. So what we're looking for is a fairly flat surface, kind of like what we see here, and I would like a few of these nice tall towers, so this might be a decent spot to start in. And the other prerequisite that I really wanted to do is I wanted to have it near a mountainside sort of thing. So the reason for that is because you guys suggested to me a little while ago, I forget who it was, but someone suggested that they wanted me to build a town sort of half in a mountainside. So that's sort of what I'm going with here, or want to go with, depending on if we can. Unfortunately, from what it's looking like, the only thing we can do would be, I mean, let's search this way, because right now I'm only seeing this spot right here, because that ends over there. So today, driving home, we have a snowstorm today, and it was incredibly terrible. If you guys have never driven in the snow, you wouldn't know that it can be very dangerous if you're not careful. And some people down in the south get snow, and because of the conditions and people not knowing how to drive in it and all that stuff, they pretty much freak out. It's not as bad up here. Today we got, I think I can do that good. Today we're getting 8 inches of snow, so that's actually pretty small number compared to what we in Vermont usually get. So just imagine 8 inches of snow, which is 8 times the amount they get down in the southern areas. The difference is that we know how to drive in it up here, whereas others may not. I hear that skeleton. Ooh. I like this. I like this a lot. Like a lot. Between these two, we build a wall. And then have the wall go into here. And then just build down into there. See what I'm saying? Let me show you. For those of you that don't get it just yet. And bada bing. I know I'm doing it the old way. Some of you guys are freaking out. Jay, you don't have to do that anymore. What are you doing? I'm doing what I want to do. Alright. Let me knock down some of these. Is this silk touch? Good. Oh man, this is a lot harder than I thought it would be. Break through this stuff. So yeah, the key with the winter driving is to slow down and take your time. And a lot of people will disagree with that. They'll say, well, if you slow down and all that jazz, then you're just going to cause other drivers to slow down and be more of a hazard. Well, that is true to a certain degree, but if you have to drive, it's better to slow down and let people pass you than it is to speed up and cause a lot of collision possibilities and all sorts of other crazy stuff that's not good. And, you know, I just like being a little slower and doing my best to keep safe on the road. Because here in Vermont, if you crash, it's your fault. And you get a ticket, interestingly enough. Which, in my opinion, isn't fair. It used to be that they salted the crap out of the roads. And, which salt, here's a little fact for you guys. Salt is not always the answer. Sometimes it's better just to use sand or something like that, because at, I think it's like 20 degrees, salt no longer works or something like that. Some really small number. So you can't always rely on salt, but what you can rely on, or we have in the past relied on, we want to be right over here, was snowplows. Snowplows coming through, making sure that roads were nice and clean. But lately, I believe they've cut the snow clearing budgets in a lot of towns and statewide, so no longer apparently getting the snow we used to get, or I mean the help we used to get back in the day. So we're basically now stuck with this horrible task. Oh, I just got an idea. Okay. So we could make this sort of the entryway here. I love this. If we can make this centered. What I was thinking of is taking sort of this blueprint of this and trying to figure out what their blueprint is, making one myself, and then making two of them so it's a little more symmetrical for my eye. Or, we could deal with it and close off the room onto the side here and just use it for storage or something like that. This is the problem with building things naturally. It gets difficult to do. I'll figure it out. Anyways, let's break down some of these things here. So yeah, so basically what we've got is a disaster waiting to happen where people go off the road, they get a ticket, and then the snowplows don't plow, so more people get tickets, and so on and so forth. And that's basically what's happening nowadays is people aren't slowing down, because here's the thing. If you give people safe distance, slow down, you will never, ever crash in a car. Unless somebody slides into you, in which case it's their fault. You won't get a ticket. You'll get cash money or whatever you want to call it for the accident. So that's the only way you can get into an accident that way. Because, and I've had a friend argue with me about this, which is funny. And I looked at him, I said, well, you know what? If you're going 5 miles an hour down a road, then, and you slide, you're only going 5 miles an hour. In which case, when you stop, you'll be going, it'll be easier for you to stop and no longer be going 5 miles an hour. So it'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're going 60 miles an hour, that's a lot more time. A lot more time. So, yeah. Sometimes I have friends that don't like to listen to me. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but, you know, I just think people don't really consider how fast they go on the, you know, when roads are bad. And even when it's just rainy, You need to be careful on the road. Oop. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. You need to be extra careful on the road whenever the road conditions could be bad or are bad. But especially in the snow or ice. But people just think they know. And a lot of times, you don't. So one thing I want to do right off the bat that I was just thinking about is I want to have this be half ice, half stone. So the more ice I can collect, the better it's going to look, because I want it to have sort of a dark-ish look. And then as we go down deeper, I want it to be built here, not with any stone or anything, but with snow and ice, just to really give that ambient feel. And down here, what we're going to do is we are going to build a underground town, if I can do it. We'll figure it out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make a pretty sizable hole and start to build the inside out of ice. Now this is gonna be a very big project and cost a lot of diamonds, which we have plenty of, which is a good thing. But we're also gonna need some ender balls eventually to really complete the project, or at least make it easier. So that's what we're going to work on. And as a side thing, I'm going to go back and start to work on the farm as sort of a small thing. So anyways, guys, I just want to let you guys know about that stuff there. Come over here and get started on this. But thanks so much for watching. Make sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And until next time, happy mining and crafting.